Yeah, sure. Well, I think, to be honest, the answer to that is pretty simple for me, and that was I was just hated my job. I hated what I was doing on a daily basis. You know, from the people that I was around, there was only a few people that I could actually relate to and actually liked. The work itself was, I just wasn't interested in it. You know, all this studying and hard work that I'd done, I just wasn't interested in what I was doing. And I was on good money as well. You know, modestly speaking, I was doing very well. But something just wasn't fulfilling me. You know, it was a case of, here's Sunday night again, you know, and here comes Monday morning, and that real dread feeling that you get, you know, and it's just something that I just couldn't do any longer. And that's why I sort of considered, if you like, and the idea came into my mind about starting my own business, you know, an online business where instead of being surrounded by people who I'd sort of been put around, as we are in jobs, right? You know, I could actually spend more time with the people that I wanted to spend time with. You know, I could do with my time what I wanted instead of being stuck behind a desk all day. I wanted to have a purpose. I wanted to have something that I was proud of and that I owned myself. And, you know, it's this sort of idea, isn't it, that I think we're stuck in the situation we're in, and the idea of breaking out is quite scary. But when you think about those real motivators, you know, being able to work from anywhere in the world, providing you have, you know, one of these and an internet connection, is absolutely fantastic for. And I think they're the main drivers for me, you know, the situation I was in with my job and the potential that this gives you. Yeah, good question that. Yeah, what does it take? Um, to be honest with you, my personal opinion, it's this guy right here, and more specifically, it's how. How do I start? Where do I begin? I get it. I've been there myself, and I think, to be honest, society's to blame in a way, because I think we're brought up with this idea. You know, we have to get this qualification, and then we get this job, and then we get this promotion, next promotion, so on and so forth, right? It's almost as though we're trying to create certainty for ourselves. You know, we want to earn this amount of money, and then we're going to do this in our job, and then we're going to do this. And listen, I was the same. I was exactly the same. I didn't know where to start with this. I did a master's degree. I went to law school, and I worked in law. I have a legal background, and you know, starting an online business was nothing that I had any experience in whatsoever, and I didn't know how to start it, and any of those types of things. And when I started this, it really was a mindset shift. But crucially, it's the community I'm in. The community I'm involved in now eliminated the how. You know, I was so grateful I came across it. But essentially, they offered the full training program, you know, how to get started. But not just that, but I'm involved in a whole community now of fellow online entrepreneurs who are running their own different businesses. And we're able to connect with each other and speak and share ideas. And that, for me, really is the recipe for success in this area. So I do believe that, yeah, what it takes, it's that strong mindset, knowing what you want, and, you know, eliminating that how, which can be done through, you know, communities such as the one that I'm actively involved in right now. Yeah, absolutely. Self-doubt. I mean, it's a big one that I suffer from in general, let alone before I started this business. And yeah, I had doubts. Of course I did, you know. I've no prior experience of this. Like I say, I have a legal background. I've only worked in law. So coming into this was completely new to me. So it was very much a case of, you know, is this right? I'm not sure. Am I going to be able to do X, Y, and Z? But because, like I said before, we're trying to get this whole idea of certainty, isn't it? You know, making sure that we're 100% certain every step of the way. But that's what's great about the community I'm in, because you're going to get issues along the way. This is normal. This is business, right? And that's what's great about the community, because when you do encounter these problems, when you do have these issues, you know, you're able to collaborate with the best people out there. You know, you're able to speak to these guys. A lot of them are making 6-7 figure online businesses. You know, they've been around the block. They know how things work. You know, they know what doesn't work. They've got all their different experiences that can help you with your business. And for me, you can't put a price on that. And when it comes to self-doubt, just put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forwards, because when you do that, when you've got the community around you, you've got the foundations, it's all about you just striving forward in that direction. And let me tell you, if you keep going that direction, it is absolutely worth it, I tell you now. And in terms of people thinking that, you know, because I understand, I mean, I'm mid-20s, I'm meant to be tech savvy, you know, whiz kid, whatever. It's not the case. You know, I'm none of those things, never had any experience of this. And like I said, and if you are old, it really isn't a problem. It really isn't. Let me tell you something, right? For my business, if you can send an email, right, and you can search the internet, I'm being dead serious. If you can send an email and surf the internet, be able to do research on the internet, right, you have the foundations to start this. From a technical standpoint, you have the fundamentals. So I always say this to people, don't let that stop you, honestly, because if you can do those two things, you have the fundamentals. And it's just a case of keeping your head down, putting one foot in front of the other, using the resources around you, and you can absolutely get there, trust me. Yeah, so how I got started. So like I said to you before, I was pretty depressed, you know, with my job. You know, I was really unhappy. Listen, you can keep your violin to one side, you know, it's okay now, but I was pretty down. And part of that, on my long commutes, like I say, I was 2 hours plus each way every single day. And during my free time, I didn't have much of it because I was working at the weekends as well. I was watching inspirational videos. I was watching inspirational videos, so I was on YouTube watching them, trying to get myself motivated to get me through the days and the weeks. Yeah, it was quite a sad reality, but I was so glad I did, because I came across this advert from a guy called Dan, who had started his own online business. I now know Dan in the community, but he started his own online business from scratch. You know, no experience at all of starting any businesses, and he's now in a situation, you know, like me, where if he's got one of these and he's got an internet connection, he can run his business from anywhere in the world. Now take a second to think about that, right? Anywhere in the world. No need for annual leave. You know, you're in complete control. You can go away when you want to. If you want to go away in February for a week and work in the Maldives, do it, providing you obviously earn enough money to do that. But the potential is there to do so, let me tell you that. But part of this advert anyway was a free 7-day video series. And I took him up on it. I went through to his website and I watched this video series, and I was skeptical. You know, I'm always skeptical with things like this, and you know, hearing things online, it wasn't something I considered. But let me tell you something, after watching that video series, I was so grateful that I'd done it, because it just opened my mind up and my perception, if you like, to this whole world of possibilities is now there for us, you know, in the digital economy. And let me tell you something, the opportunity there is absolutely massive, and if you weren't aware of it, get aware. Trust me, it's the future, it's booming, it's only going in one direction. And I think to explore the possibility of getting on there, of getting involved in digital economy, is absolutely something you should consider, in my opinion. But I'm at the stage in my journey where I want to share this same video series with people, you know, of how to get started and how they can get going themselves. And so I've put this on my website. So my website's dictateyourlife.com. So, you know, for anyone interested in this, I'd advise they click through to my website. I'll put a link in below as well. And subscribe to the video series. Honestly, it's free. And listen, if it's not for you, then it's free. It's no harm done, right? But if it is for you, it could be the start of something special. It really could. It could be the start of something that you didn't necessarily know was going to happen for you, because I didn't know that this was going to be my path when I was working in law and I was depressed, you know, doing all those days, long hours in the city. But it may well just be the answer you were looking for.